So I think, obviously we got off to a great start. I thought we had really good energy to start the game. I thought defensively we stayed engaged for, a majority of the 40 minutes. And obviously when you make shots at the rate that we made them today, you're gonna win some games. So 23 assists. I love being able to, hold them to the field goal percentage and the points per possession that we did. I think is a step in the right direction for our defense, but we've got to remain locked in on that defense and that rebounding side.
Speaking of the defense, I thought the first 10 minutes you guys played shutdown defense. You didn't let them get into the paint. They had to take outside shots, but coming into the second half, I thought it kind of opened up for them. Was that a maybe lack of communication on your defensive side, or?
I mean, I think sometimes it's obviously a little bit of human nature to, kind of look at the scoreboard. And we talked at halftime about not doing that, about trying to maintain our energy level, our focus level. In the first two possessions of the second half, I didn't think we had that. And then I thought we built it for a stretch of the second half where we really, kind of maintained some of the energy, the focus, the detail that we need in order to get stops. And then, towards the end, it started to wane off a little bit, and it got a little sloppy for a few minutes there. But, that's stuff that we'll go back and show, because every possession is obviously an opportunity for us to, get better in our defensive formula, for guys to, learn, grow, get better, build trust with their teammates, their coaches, etc. So that'll be, part of our discussions tomorrow.
So you kind of spoke on it, but how do you not get complacent and look at the scoreboard? Is it maybe certain players, like the leaders, like Cheeks or Josh Corbin, they have to keep the energy? I know I even saw you had a whole media timeout discussion with an official. You kept the players on their toes the whole time. Do you just have to keep your own energy at that point?
Well, I think you got to just keep your focus small, right? And it's got to be possession by possession. You can't necessarily look at the score. It's, are we doing the right things based on what the game's asking us to do? So are we closing out properly? Are we properly positioned? Are we communicating the way we need to? And coaching those things for every possession, right? And that's part of our job as coaches. It's part of our responsibility. And we got to try and hold our players to that level. And again, it's hard. It's not something that's easy, especially for them. But I definitely think that for the majority of the game, we were executing the way we want to execute.
You guys shot 65% from three. Were your players just seeing certain looks from three, or are you okay with them hitting the three a lot, or would you look for them to maybe drive the paint a little more?
I think it depends on what the defense gives you, right? I think they were doing a good job of, really trying to shut down some of the opportunities that Khalil would have, trying to not allow us to get into the paint, get to the rim. And so those threes were there. And I think sometimes you go into games like this and you have to kind of choose, all right, if they make threes at a high rate, they're going to beat us, but hopefully they can't do that. And I thought, especially early on, like the two of the first three possessions, Josh Corbin got wide open threes, one in each corner, one from Enoch, one from Khalil, and I thought it was just the right play. And I thought we collapsed the defense really well, and then we found the kick out, and he was able to step up and knock it down. And that's the way you want to play offense. You want to be able to get, if the layups were there, we wanted to take the layups, and if obviously everybody collapses, then we got to kick out and step up and make the perimeter shots.
Chris Ford was your third leading scorer tonight with 12 points. Can you talk a little bit about his play and what you're seeing from him so far in this early part of the season?
I thought Chris was aggressive. I thought Chris did a good job of getting into the paint. Obviously, he made the 1-3, but I thought he did a good job of attacking the basket. And it's stuff that we've been, coaching him on, watching film with him on, talking to him about, getting a little more aggressive when he has his opportunity to get downhill. And I thought he did that tonight and was able to finish.
I know not every game you're going to be able to score 100 points or whatever, 111 or 9 it was. First of all, that has to be satisfying for you as a coach to see your team produce that much. And then secondly, on the bench, I saw a lot of smiles and camaraderie. Do you think this team is getting closer to being, they're gelling as a unit, and that will just work better for the long run of the season?
Well, I mean, you always want to have that happen, but we'll see when adversity hits. That's when you'll know. It's easy to be, smiling and laughing. When you score 111 points. Well, if you score 11, how well can you stay together in that environment, right? That's when you'll know if you really have that camaraderie and the team is gelled the way you want it to, because those are the tests. Like, those are the times where you figure out really what you're made of when it's hard, not when it's easy. So these guys have done a great job so far this year of really responding to the coaching. They're trying to execute what we're asking them to execute, and we want great results to continue to happen for them. But there's going to be adversity because it always comes regardless, and that's when we'll really know what we're made of.
Josh Corbin, season high 20 points tonight. He's a transfer. Do you think he feels the pressure of coming in as a transfer, as a junior, even maybe to be a leader, or do you think you guys have everyone on this team can be a leader, so it's all one?
I think in a lot of ways, different guys have different personalities, and I think we allow guys to try to be who they are and then encourage them to promote the right stuff. And Josh has certainly done that for us. He's come in with a really focused mindset of trying to play better, of trying to maximize the opportunity he has here now. He's in working all the time. He's watching film all the time. He's practicing hard. So if other guys can continue to work the way he works and emulate the things that he's doing, I think that's a positive for us. And we expect everybody to be able to kind of carry themselves the right way, and he's certainly an example of that.
Michael Green III, got his first action of the season today. How good was it to see him back out on the floor for you guys and be out there?
Yeah, and I thought he was active. I thought he was active. I thought he was able to create advantage for us. Obviously, 5 assists, no turnovers. I thought he had great pace to his game. We're a stronger team when Mike is involved and on the court. And I thought he did a lot of really positive things tonight, and it was great to see him out there.
And then defensively, it was week in between games for you guys. What have you seen in terms of improvements there, both in practice and in game, throughout this past week for you guys?
Well, obviously, it's something that we've focused on. We continue to talk about. We're showing film of when we're trying to hold guys really accountable to following the defensive formula, and I think we saw some strides in the right direction. Obviously Saturday will be a different level of competition, and again, that'll help us show areas of strength or areas of weakness that we need to continue to address. But overall, we need to continue to just be able to try and execute our defensive formula every possession that we can, because that's how you are able to stack possessions and then eventually win games.